School District. It starts out by Lakewood Elementary School, and the runners come from east to west, down the chute and into the stadium, down the backstretch and around the corner where we'll pick them up. They'll cross the start-finish line, which is in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. As we zoom out just a little bit, and then they go out back behind the stadium onto the cross-country trail through the wetlands. They re-enter the main campus by the baseball field and right field of the baseball field, head the complete length of the campus to the hole in the wall, constructed by class of 2010 senior Mitchell Gogurt and his dad. Thank you, Mitchell. They'll then come back west and around the softball field and into the stadium. They'll do that circuit twice before they will finally finish here at the finish line. If this race is like the last one on Thursday, the boys will begin in two flights. They'll be running one right after each other, approximately 3 to 5. And then after the boys' race is over, the girls' race will begin, and that's scheduled at a 4:30 start time. So we'll have the boys here at 3:45. We'll have the girls following that at 4:30. Right after the end of the girls cross country meet, we're going to tear down quickly. We're going to run inside and are going to watch the girls JV volleyball game. Volleyball, the Stonewich Panthers tonight. And then the varsity game will follow that at 7 o'clock. We'll have all those events for you today on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, and we will bring these to you on the live stream. Excited to be here for you. It's a beautiful sunny day. I wish I could say come out and enjoy it, but I can't, so I will say this: go sit on your back porch, have a nice Diet Coke, and enjoy the action on your smart device, on your tablet, on your computer, on your smartphone, or any other encrypted device, unencrypted device. We're waiting the start from the boys. Just a quick reminder, thanks to the coaching staff here at Lakewood High School, we can tell you that Gabe Hatch and I assume his brother Matthew Hatch, 10th and 12th graders, are two of the top Lakewood Harriers. Gabe has the lowest time, and Matthew is about a minute behind him, although in our last race, Matthew Hatch was the winner. Remember, in cross country, there are individual medals that they race for, and then there are also a team medal. And they take the top 6 runners and they add up their place, and so the team that has the lowest aggregate scores for their runners wins the team event. The Lakewood runners today are going to be Gabe Hatch, Jaron Ransford, J.R. Heisley, our illustrious cameraman for some of our evening events, Gavin Dara, Matthew Hatch, Ben Schmidt, Grayson Dahl, Leighton Howe, Robert Leiden, and the Marysville-Pilchuck racers are led by Andres Gomez, Tyler Forney, Cohen Cross, William Nowoy, and Camden Toluto. Oh, and Lee Hall. Also running for Lakewood will be John Heisley, Alexis Gura, Karsten Brost, Gabe Seagraves, Jackson Heisley, and running also, and that is all of the runners. Oh, Luke Pusatari is also running for Marysville-Pilchuck. And as I'm looking at the now roster that I was given, it looks like it's just going to be one wave, and we are getting close to the start. The official start time is supposed to be 3:45. Mickey on my wrist says it is 3:45. So I think we're about to see the first wave head out. While we're waiting for the runners to come into, and there's the gun for the runners to come, and they're coming down now. While you're waiting for the runners to come into your picture, now would be a great time to subscribe to our YouTube page or to like us on Facebook. That way you will get all of the updates as they come to you as we schedule these events. So the seated runner, Gabe Hatch, Jaron Ransford, and Joseph Hiley, as well as Gavin Dara and Matthew Hatch, all have lower seating times than their Marysville-Pilchuck rivals. And as they come in down the chute, down the gravel, there are 7 Lakewood runners in the lead, followed by a large pack that has the Marysville-Pilchuck runners in it, along with 2 other Lakewood runners in the lead. So right now, the top 9 positions are being held down by Cougar runners. So coming around the backstretch into the corner, finally into your frame, you can see a tight group of 4 Cougar runners, followed by another group of 3 Cougar runners. And that again looks like those are our runners that we featured at the top of the broadcast: Gabe Hatch, Jaron Ransford, Joseph Hiley, Gavin Dara, and Matthew Hatch. And that's the first Marysville-Pilchuck runner comes through. Looks like Andres Gomez to me from his number, as they take their first time through the stadium and head back to the cross-country trail. So the runners are going to be back on the back of the course for now for about 10 minutes before we'll see them emerge. And so again, now is the opportunity to subscribe to our YouTube page, which right now is showing a blank track, as well as our Facebook page. We will, as we schedule events, then send you out updates so you'll know when the next events are. I believe next week we have on Tuesday and Thursday night girls volleyball, and that's it. I think we have a cross-country meet next Thursday as well, so we'll do this mad scramble of cross-country to girls volleyball. And then the following week we'll have lots of action for you culminating on with a Friday night football game against the Stanwood Spartans. We will bring the JV football game to you, which is at 4 o'clock on Monday, if we can find someone that will run the camera. Right now, we do not have a camera volunteer to show that game, and our erstwhile cameraman J.R. Heisley will be in cross country practice, so therefore he will be unable to show the camera. So if you or someone you know would be willing to volunteer and run the camera, it's very simple. You turn it on and then you just keep the ball in the center of the action. We're happy to schedule that event, but as of this time we do not have anyone that has volunteered to broadcast that game for us. If you're interested, call or email Kay Thronson or Matt Blair at Lakewood High School. Speaking of Matt Blair, today was a milestone event in his life. He turned 50 years old today. Matt and I have worked together in the district for about 15 years. Seems like just yesterday he turned 40, but there he is at the ripe old age of 50, so we wish Matthew C. Blair a happy birthday. Also his birthday today, and I happen to remember it because I know it's Matt's birthday, is former superintendent of the Lakewood School District, Michael Mack. It's his birthday today, and Mike was our superintendent for 5 years and is now serving in an international school overseas in, I believe in Saudi Arabia. Still waiting to see the runners if they will emerge out by Lakewood Middle School. You see some of the girls cross country on your screen moving, so you know that we're actually showing you live action here and not just dead track. You know there's not a problem with your smart device. It has not frozen up. We're just waiting for the runners to come back onto the course. And if you're watching us on a big screen TV, you can see the traffic in the distance as they are proceeding on 172nd to and from the Smoky Point area. Our first runners are now back onto the campus. We can see them in the distance. They've spread out a little bit from their close cluster of 4. There are 3 lead runners now heading out from center field of the baseball field towards Lakewood Elementary School again, and then out to the hole in the wall. So we have 3 runners that have separated themselves from the pack, and 3 more runners then trailing behind them by 4 or 5 seconds. It looks like all 6 of those runners are Cougars. See, the first group of Cougar runners has made it to the hole in the wall and now is heading back on the course towards the softball field. They've made their turn and now are running south once more to take their next turn around the center field of the softball field. They are currently circling the softball field, ready to come back into the stadium. Let's see if we can move the camera a little bit and see if we can pick them up as they come back by the softball field. gotten to be a little bit of tilt, but you can see the first 3 Cougar runners coming down the gravel with a 4th one trailing right behind, and along the back stretch now. And our group of 3 is now making the final turn, just into the turn and heading towards the start-finish line. 2 more Cougars now have entered the stadium. 3 more Cougars have entered the stadium. And so your top 7 runners are all Lakewood Cougars. Here they come around the corner. And that looks like it is Gavin Dara in the lead, followed by Jaron Ransford. That's Jaron Ransford just coming through. So Gabe Hatch, Jaron Ransford, Gavin Dara, Matthew Hatch have all been through. Here come 3 more Cougars. That's Ben Schmidt and Joseph Heisley. And now Robert Lydon. So our first Tomahawk now is in the stadium, coming down the back stretch, and the rest of the pack is heading off from the softball field. They're at center field, and they're now coming down the gravel. We've got 1 in the stadium, 1 MP runner in the stadium, followed by a Cougar, and then 3 more Cougars, and then finally 3 more MP runners. That first pack is headed out beyond the stadium, back behind us onto the cross country trail. Just a couple more runners now on the course that I can see. That's runner 1175, Andres Gomez, the first MP runner. And now he's heading back to the backside of the course. Coming in now is Leighton Howe. Alexis Guerra and Jackson Heisley. Gabe Seagraves, and now a trio of MP runners. This is Karsten Brost now crossing the line. And that is not a cross-country runner. That is an adult. And another Cougar runner coming. And I can't quite see the number. I think that's 1186, Jackson Heisley. And now I see our first runners coming back onto campus out by Lakewood Middle School. It looks like our number 1 runner has separated himself from the pack. And he's now up by Lakewood Middle School. A couple more runners now have made an appearance by the middle school. They're a little too far out. Can't quite figure out what their numbers are, what their names are at this point. Again, move the camera. We have it tilted at an angle down so that it's perfect at the finish line, but that means that you're going to have to turn your head sideways to see this coming down square from the back side. So it looks like there was one more Marysville-Pilchuck runner in the first wave there, and he is now coming down the gravel chute. Got the first Lakewood runners now. About to turn the corner by the center field of the softball field. And come into your picture. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 Cougar runners now. Coming round down the back stretch. And here's our leader now. We're going to try to get as much of that shot in as possible for him coming around the corner. Oh, it made you think you needed glasses there with a little zoom in and out. Sorry about that. And that runner is coming home. That is 1170. Matthew Hatch, your medalist. Here's the final MP runner. And Gabe Hatch finishing second. The brother duo, 1-2 once again. Now you've got Gavin Dara coming. He's being chased down. We'll see if Jaron Ransford could overtake him, and he can't. Gavin Dara holds on for third place. Jaron Ransford finishes fourth. Couple more Cougars now on the back stretch. It's going to be a clean sweep of the top 6 spots for the Cougars. Encouragement being yelled by some parents that are on the side, outside the fence. Because of Wesco regulations, we can't have anybody here watching the events, but we're not going to kick people out that are standing outside our grounds. This is Ben Schmidt and Joseph Heisley. So that's the top 6 for you. We've got one more Cougar on the track, making a turn for home. And this has gone exactly to form. If you look at the times that Matthew Hatch and Gabe Hatch are putting up, 16-17 minutes to finish this course, and the fastest Marysville runner's best time is 20 minutes even. And this is Robert Leiden finishing up. His seed time was 19 minutes, and still a full minute faster than the closest fast time of a Marysville-Pilchuck runner. So it's gone according to form today. The top Lakewood runners, top 9 Lakewood runners, have higher times than the top MP runners, and that's what we're seeing here. We have our first Marysville runner that we can see. He is now coming down the gravel chute. They're yelling, "Go Andres," so I am assuming that that's Andres Gomez. Indeed, it is Andres Gomez now on the back stretch. Another Cougars into the stadium, and now another Cougars into the stadium. So we've had and as I look towards the softball field, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 more Cougars coming down on the track, and here's the first MP runner finishing, and again this is Andres Gomez. Coming in now, number 1173, Leighton Howe. Keeping his stride, pumping his arms. Here comes the next finisher, Jackson Heisley. Two more Cougars turning the corner with a tomahawk right behind them. A strong finishing kick. It's Alexis Guerra. And the next Pilchuck runner is gone. I did not catch that number. It looked like Gabe Seagraves to me, 1185, but I'll see if I can get a turn so I can see if that is indeed Gabe. Now in the finish, we have the Cougar finishing strong, passing the MP runner. Now we're going to have a stretch for home as we'll see. Oh, the Tomahawk runner now is putting on a sprint to the finish, and he is going to finish ahead. Now, the Cougar finisher was Karsten Borst. And the Marysville-Pilchuck runner, I believe, was Tyler Forney. The Tomahawk now turning the corner. Still a few runners left out on the track. This is Cohen Cross finishing for Marysville-Pilchuck. I know there are more runners out on the circuit, but I don't see any right now. So I do see another runner now on the course out towards the hole in the wall. I see another runner coming around the softball field. And we have another runner coming onto the track. And now we have our Cougar Runny in the corner, making the turn and heading for home. And that's John Heisley, finishing with his arms in the air, exalted. See trainer Brandon Stott in your picture right now, crossing the track. He too wants to cross the finish line today. I just said you're in the picture. Giving you a shout out, Brandon. Crossing the finish line. I just want to know what your time was.
I got 28 and a half.
All right, so 28 and a half gone here in the first race. It's about 4:15. We've got the girls' race is going to start in about 15 minutes. I thought there was still one more runner on the track, on the course, but I don't see them, so maybe not, but we'll stay right here. I think I see one in the distance, but we're going to stay right here until the girls race. Oh, we're done. We are done. So that is the final runner. So congratulations to the Lakewood boys for their clean sweep today, taking the top 7 positions and really dominating the 4 or 5 Marysville-Pilchuck runners that they brought today. We're going to turn off the microphone, and we are going to be back in about 15 minutes for the girls' event. So we're back here at Dick Cardinal Stadium on the campus of the Lakewood School District, about to have our girls race in the cross country meet between Marysville-Pilchuck High School and the Lakewood Cougars. We're about 5 minutes from the start of the race, so let's break down the runners for you. The girls will go in one wave. And the top seed is Kayla Schuler from Lakewood and Tori Blackwood. Kayla's a junior, Tori is a senior. And their seed times are separated by just a scant 4 seconds. Then you have a pair of Marysville-Pilchuck racers, Rachel Terrell and Julia Davis, and their times are 30 and 43 seconds behind the Lakewood brace. Kylie Shadajian, I hope I got that right this time, a 9th grader, and Stevie Sorgen from Lakewood are the next two seeds, followed by 5 Marysville-Pilchuck runners, Corianne Cross, Imad Moses, Elizabeth Terrell, Kana Cross, and Emma French, with Gigi Yoon, Jennifer Rockwell, and Anna Tallman the final 3 seeds for the Cougars. The girls are up at the JV baseball field now, warming up and getting ready to start. Their race will begin in about 2.5 minutes. Again, we just have the one static camera tonight. We've got it focused on the finish line, the final turn, where if there's excitement to be had, that will generally be where it is in terms of finishing. The girls run the same track as the boys. They start at the JV baseball field behind the middle school, the portables between the middle school and Lakewood Elementary School. They move from east to west and down into the stadium, around the track from east to west, and then out behind the stadium to the cross country trail, where they run through the woods behind the stadium. They come out by right field of the baseball stadium, and between the middle school and the baseball stadium, they run along the right field wall to the tree in center field, where they then turn and head back east out towards the middle school, where they run north behind the middle school, behind Lakewood Elementary School, all the way to the hole in the wall, which is commemorated by class 2010 Mitchell Gogurt, who built that as a senior project for Cougar Path. Then they will head back towards the softball field, around the softball field, and back down into the stadium, and they'll do a complete circuit one more time, and the second time they will finish up here where we have the finish line camera. It looks like they are getting lined up in their lanes to start, and we should have that start any minute now. The girls are in their lanes for their start position. They all have a warm-up lane, and then they will quickly form groups of 2 or 3 as they try and bunch together to cut as much of the time and corners off the track as possible. And as soon as this race is over, we'll be dismantling this setup and getting it over to the high school, and there's the gun and the start. And we'll be getting it over to the high school as soon as we can to get set up for the JV volleyball game, which is coming to you at 5:15. And then we will have the varsity volleyball match after that, the volleyball team hosting the Panthers of Snohomish. It's going to be a tough match for our volleyball players tonight, as Snohomish is returning all but one player from a team that was in the quarterfinals of the 3A state tournament last year. And the first runners are now onto the gravel and into the chute. 3 Cougars off to a quick start, followed by 2 Tomahawks, and then a bunch of runners. It looks like a bunch of Marysville-Pilchuck runners. 7 of them are running in that second group with 2 Cougars, but the Cougars are spreading out and distancing themselves from that second pack. Entering your picture now, you can see that first group of Cougar runners. As they make the turn and head to the finish line to go out on their first pass through the cross-country trail. That's Kayla Schuler and Tori Blackwood, and I didn't quite catch that third number. Here come the first 2 Tomahawk runners, 3 Tomahawk runners, and now Stevie Storgen. And it looks like Kylie Shadajian might have been in that first group. That's Emma French now coming in. That's Yiji Yoon and Anna Tallman. So the runners are now back on the next part of the course. And we'll wait to see who emerges. Still waiting for the first runners to appear on the screen, or on the not your screen, my screen.
Yeah, I'm going to go over that. Maddie, what time are we at? It's still 4:37.
So if you're curious as to the rosters for our athletes on the cross country team, you can go to the Lakewood High School website and go to athletics and click on the team, and there will be a link to the rosters, or you can just go to the front page of the Lakewood High School athletics page, and there should be a link right there on the front page that you can click on that will get you the rosters. Reminding you again that tonight, right after this event, we're scrambling over to the gym to watch the Snohomish Panthers play the Lakewood High School Cougars in volleyball, as our first couple runners now emerge from the cross country track and are running by the middle school and the baseball field. It looks like the first four runners are all wearing the maroon and gold and not the red and white of the Tomahawks. Now there are a couple Tomahawks coming into view, and they are pushing forward. And it looks like they're trying to chase down those two Cougar runners ahead of them.
Yay! Run! Here you go. Pull down, Daddy.
The girls are now out by the hole in the wall and are about to make their turn and head back towards the stadium. And while it is a beautiful day here, it is a bit chilly. The flag is not quite blowing out straight out, but it is definitely waving as the wind is blowing from east to west, as it normally does. Our first runners now are back on the left field of the softball field and are about to make that turn and head back into the stadium. And our first two runners are now coming into view, coming off the softball field fence and down onto the gravel chute and onto the track. I can now see a pack of 5 runners 3 Cougars and 2 Tomahawks. So the first Cougar runner is on the track. And now the second. And now the third Cougar runner is on the track, followed closely by the 2 Tomahawks. And now you can see them turning the corner and heading for the finish line to complete their first complete lap. They still have one more full lap to go. It looks like that's our first runner, 1192, Stevie Sprogan. And this is runner 1201, and I do not have a 1201 on my roster.
Come on, Kayla!
That's Kayla Schuler, followed by Rachel, leading her race is Rachel Terrell, and then Julia Davis from MP. So we've got 4 Cougar runners crossing with 2 MP runners. A couple more now in the turn. 2 more in the turn heading for home. 3 more in the stadium as the first group of runners heads out behind the stadium and onto the track. That's 1195, Elizabeth Terrell. And this is 1194, Imogene Moses. And now we have 3 more runners coming in across. A couple more runners in the distance coming in past the softball field. 1 more runner entering the stadium. That's Kana Cross leading Stevie Sprogan. You can see the results of this race. I believe that every race has its official times posted in order at maxpreps.com. I think you can see the results without paying for the subscription, but it is a subscription site. Now the last 2 runners into the stadium. Perhaps not the last 2, but certainly 2 more runners in the stadium. let's go Tori. So that potentially could be Tori Blackwood. I couldn't quite catch the number as she was crossing the line. Crossing now is Emma French.
Come on, Lakewood.
And
Let's go. You got this.
that's Jennifer Rocall.
Stop pushing yourself.
Come on, keep it. You can do this.
Even if it's just a shuffle jog, you got this. Come on.
Come on, you can do it. Stay up there. Let's go.
Lots of encouragement for those two runners. And it looks like there is two more runners on the course coming in, finishing their first lap, coming out by the softball fields. And now I see the first Lakewood runner crossing the access road, another one there out by Lakewood Middle School in right field, as the lead pack now is beginning their final section of the course on the campus. Looks like Lakewood is 1-2. Perhaps 1, 2, 3 right now. Again, cross country is both a team and individual sport, with the team being the lowest score out of their top 7 finishers, but the fastest runner also qualifies for individual medley. Coming now down the home stretch is Yinzi Yoon with Anna Tallman in the final curve. The runners are well spread out now on the last back half of the course.
Let's go, Lakewood. You got this.
Come on, Lakewood. You got
You got
this.
this. You can do it.
Keep it up. Keep on pushing yourself.
Let's go, Lakewood.
And here's Anna Tallman.
You got
Good job, Lakewood. You got this. Keep it up. Push yourself.
this. Remember, long start.
See if you can close the gap.
So we begin to look out towards the softball field to see who's going to come around that corner first.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have the first runner coming back through center field. And that is first group of 3 starting to emerge. And now we have 2 runners on the track in the back stretch, pushing hard. First 2 are Cougars. The next runner is, looks like, from Marysville-Pilchuck. The runner that's in second place has been closing a lot of ground, but I don't think she has enough time to take the win. And finishing first is number 1191, the freshman Kylie Shadajian, followed by number 1189. Rachel Terrell of Marysville-Pilchuck. So, Cougars win. Kylie Shadajian, MP, second and third, as this is Julia Davis. Again, now that we have the medalist with Kylie Shadajian, we start counting the team score. .1187 in is Kayla Schuler, finishing fourth. And then in fifth is number 1201, who I do not have on my roster. The next MP runner is onto the track. The next 2 girls runners are both from MP. So 3 runners now on the track finishing up. All 3 appear to be MP runners. Appears to be 1194, Imogene Moses. And 1195, Elizabeth Terrell. Working hard, coming in is 1193, Currian Cross. Two more runners now on the track. Finishing for Marysville-Pilchuck, 1196, Kana Cross. Here's a Cougar finisher, 1192. That's Stevie Sorgren. Sorry, Stevie, I'm butchering your name. I need to figure that out. Just a few runners left on the course. As we look to the finish of this race. Again, we'll be coming to you as soon as possible for the JV girls volleyball game against Snohomish. We'll be tearing down here and moving over to the gymnasium just as fast as we possibly can to get you ready for the start of that broadcast. And then I'll be back with you at 7 o'clock for the Lakewood girls varsity versus Snohomish Panthers varsity volleyball match. And that'll be all the streams we have for you this week. Next week, we'll be back Tuesday and Thursday again for volleyball, and then Friday for football as the football team takes on the Stanwood Spartans. We would like to bring you the Monday game, JV football game. It's a 4 o'clock start, and we don't have any volunteers to operate our camera. If you're interested on operating the camera, call Kay Thronson or email Kay Thronson or call Matt Blair, the birthday boy, celebrating his 50th birthday today, or email him, and we'll get everybody set up and ready to go. All you have to do is keep the ball in the center of the field, or the center of the camera lens. No announcing, you don't have to be on mic, just keep the ball on the camera, in the camera. Final Lakewood, not the final, another Lakewood Cougar turning the corner and heading for home. Oh no, that's not a Cougar, that's yes, that is a Lakewood Cougar coming in. 1189, that's Tori Blackwood. So just a couple runners still on the course. I see one out center field, the girls softball field right now coming in. Looks like maybe another runner at center field coming in. Looks like we've got another runner out by Lakewood Middle School. It looks like that may be the last runner on the course. So we're going to have a few more minutes until we're finished up here and we get over to volleyball action. Two runners now back into the stadium, and we can still see a couple more in the distance finishing up the course. It's the great thing about cross country is every time you run you have an opportunity to improve on your previous time, and these kids really do a great job of encouraging each other. If we had a crowd mic, you'd hear all of these kids that had already finished, the boys cheering on the girls cheering on the boys, and they've already finished and they're with them and they're cheering them on. You can see one of our boys runners cheering on the Cougar girl in the corner, encouraging her, and finishing now Emma French. And everyone that finishes gets a good round of applause. A lot of encouragement and positivity here at the cross country match. As you see, all of the team lines up clapping and cheering them on to the finish. That's 11:99, Jennifer roll call. And good for them that they're running 3.1 miles. It's a lot more than I could run right now, that's for sure. One more runner now, clearing the softball field and turning in for the final leg of the race. The runner is now just about to come down the gravel slope into the chute. As I gaze into the distance looking for one more runner, maybe two more runners on the course. And the next runner has entered the stadium.
Good job, Yachi!
And I see one more runner coming across center field and now coming down into the stadium as being encouraged on by their teammates. this is number 1198, Yeji Yoon, finishing. We have one more runner on the course. Continuing to work hard. So our final runner is coming in. We do not have it scheduled that the JV game is going to be on YouTube. It's only scheduled on Facebook Live because we can only schedule one event at a time at YouTube. As Anna Tallman finishes, we're going to say, good job, girls. We're going to shut it down, and we will be back in 6 minutes, hopefully, with JV volleyball. Thanks for tuning in, and good night.